Bumgardner with AAFMAA, the American Armed Forces Mutual Aid Association. Since 1879, we have been serving our military community, and our mission is to be the premier provider of financial solutions for the American Armed Forces community. As a director of partnership and member engagement, I talk with other nonprofit organizations about what they are doing to help service members, their families, veterans, and the military community at large. And today's topic, we are talking about the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, about how they are making college more affordable for children of Marines. I have the pleasure of speaking with Colonel VanOpdorp. Colonel VanOpdorp retired from the Marine Corps after 30 years to then lead the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation as the Chief Operating Officer. Sir, it is so great to have you here today to tell us how we can make college a little more affordable.
Sarah, it's great to be here this afternoon to tell folks about the scholarship programs available through the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. So I look forward to your questions.
Thanks. So today, for those of you who might just be listening, we are going to go over the basics of this scholarship. Who is eligible, how to apply, the amount of the award, and deadlines for applying. So first, sir, who is eligible for this award?
So the eligibility requirements for the Scholarship Foundation's award are pretty straightforward and easy. And you can find them if you go to our website, MCSF.org, and click on the apply button. You'll see a drop-down menu that will talk through the eligibility requirements. So all the information I'm about to provide is available to you on our website. But who's eligible? So we are focused on providing need-based scholarships to the children of Marines and sailors that have served with Marines. So if you are the child of an active duty reserve or veteran Marine, you are qualified. If you are the child of a Marine killed while serving in the Marine Corps, you are qualified. If you are the child of an active duty reserve or veteran U.S. Navy corpsman, a religious person or a religious program specialist, a chaplain, or a medical officer, you are eligible. We have some very limited special programs for the grandchildren of Marines that are specifically tied to some reunion organizations, and that's a very small pool. But largely, if you are the child of a sailor that served with Marines or Marine, you're going to be eligible. So that's the first element. The second element is you need to have a 2.0 GPA. That is either a 2.0 GPA sustained through high school or while in college, maintain a C average or better. And then the third one, the most important, because we are a needs-based program, is the demonstrated financial need through a family adjusted gross income reported in your 2022 federal tax return is below $117,000. And for anyone out there keeping track, that is actually benchmarked against the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps' base pay. So if your adjusted gross income as you reported on your taxes is below $117,000, then you will be eligible. And those are the three requirements. That's it.
That's it. Simple as that. Pretty straightforward. It sounds like if anybody meets those three requirements, you should apply for this award. So how do we apply for this? You mentioned the website. It's probably an easy process.
It is. So when you go to mcsf.org and you hover over the apply button, it'll say the very top link is apply now. And when you go to that link, you'll have the choice. We offer two scholarship programs. The first is the standard traditional scholarship program that helps children achieve that 4-year bachelor's degree. The second program we offer is we will pay for the schooling necessary to achieve a certificate in any of the career and technical education fields that are out there. And so either program, there are some minor differences that I'll explain a little bit later, but either program, when you go down, you'll have links to both. You hit on the apply now button and it will take you to a questionnaire that first you'll have the opportunity to start your application. And that questionnaire is just going to first remind you of the eligibility requirements. And then it's going to go through and it's going to ask you, are you the child, grandchild, or parent of a child who meets the above criteria? And then is your cumulative GPA above 2.0? Is your adjusted gross income less than $117,000? And are you pursuing a bachelor's degree or a certificate in a career or technical field? And then the last question is, are you willing to submit an application? And once you do that, you will actually get into the application itself to be able to provide the information necessary and the documentation needed. And when you're done, you simply hit submit your application. So it is as simple as that, and everything is explained online.
That's wonderful. And we've been talking about these awards. What is the amount of the award that somebody could anticipate receiving from the foundation?
Great question, Sarah. I think most folks are familiar with scholarship programs that are particularly available to seniors in high school that are rising to their freshman year in college. And there's a lot of push for those programs because it gets the student into their first year of school. The thing that's different with the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is you are an eligible student is capable of receiving up to 4 awards. And so our first award is $2,500 a year. That is the lowest award we give. And so if you will maintain your eligibility for 4 years, that's essentially a $10,000 scholarship award for 4 years of college. Next level we have is a $5,000 scholarship. So that then goes to a $20,000 scholarship. And then we go to $7,500, which equates to $30,000 over 4 years. And our largest award for our students that demonstrate the most need is a $10,000 scholarship a year for 4 years. So for $40,000 total. And so those are the 4 primary award levels that we have. The majority of our awards fall in the $2,500 and the $5,000 award level. And I can tell you this year for the 2,758 scholarships that we were awarding, the average award across all 4 levels is $3,940. So when you extrapolate that out over 4 years, it's just under $16,000.
That's wonderful. And it sounds like not only is it easy to apply, but it's very simple what bracket you might fall into to be able to get this award. And unlike some other scholarships, as long as you maintain your eligibility, that GPA, it will continue throughout those 4 years. And that's just wonderful. So to apply for this, because it sounds like everybody should be applying for this if you meet the eligibility, when can they apply for this? What is the deadline? And how quickly do you hear back?
So our application opened on the 1st of January. It opens on the 1st of January every year, and we keep it open till the midnight on the 1st of March. So the 1st of March, 11:59, we close down the application. There is an extra year this year because we are a leap year. So students have 1 additional day to apply, and it's open that entire time. And you can go in and start the application and come back to it later. And once you're done, you will submit the application. We close the application on the 1st of March. And from there, we begin an initial screening of the information provided. And what we do during most of the month of March is we will have follow-up questions for students that we find they will potentially be eligible, but there's a glitch or there's something missing in their application. We will begin the outreach effort to ask for clarification and say, hey, this isn't the right version of the DD-214 we're looking for. Do you have this copy of it? Or, they give us something that is a bit non-standard, and so we have questions on it. But we really use that month of March to clear up those situations because we really do want to issue as many scholarships as we can because we're not limited. Every eligible child will receive an award. I'll say that again. Every eligible child that applies will receive an award. And so we're trying to get as many students eligible as we can. And once we get through the end of March, we then begin the second level of screening that we do here at the foundation. And we will look to make our final award determinations here at the foundation in the month of May. And a little bit on that about how we do it. The first thing we do is we establish the pool of all the students that are found eligible. So again, you meet the requirement for need, you meet the GPA requirement, and you provided the documentation necessary that shows you're the child of a Marine or a sailor that serves with Marines. After we have that, we then have to figure out who is going to receive a $2,500 scholarship all the way up to who receives a $10,000 scholarship. And we have a very simple metric that we use. 50% of the award determination is based on financial need. And so if you're an applicant that's found eligible, but your parents' adjusted gross income is right under $117,000, you are going to score in the lower part of this part of the metric for half of your metric grade. And now if you're a student who's applying whose parents are, for whatever reason on fixed income or something, and you have a low adjusted gross income that puts you in the lower class, you're going to score much higher because the greater the need, the higher the award we're going to offer. And that counts for 50% of your award criteria. Then we include 30% is tied to the child's, let's say that Corporal VanOpdorp got out after 4 years. I wasn't married. I didn't have children. I got married. I had kids, and now my kids are ready to go to college. My child is eligible because I am a Marine that served honorably, but the child's tie to my service is minimal. So they're going to achieve a low score. Now let's go to Colonel VanOpdorp, who, has 2 kids and got married young. My daughter made it all the way through college while I was still on active duty, and my son made it all the way to his freshman year of college when I was on active duty. So they would have scored very high on that. So that's 30% of your metric is tied to that. And then the final 20%, because we don't want to make this merit-based, the final 20% is based on grades. And that, we take those 3 computations, put it together, and the higher you score, the higher the award you're going to get. The lower that you score, the lower you're going to get. But again, the awards range from $2,500, $10,000 over 4 years, to $40,000 over 4 years. When does this happen? The award determination, the award levels, that's the last thing that we do. We do that in the middle of May. So that our goal is by Memorial Day, we announce not only who our scholarship recipients are through email communication, we also let those folks who weren't eligible or who were found not eligible know as well. So there's no, did I miss the email? We try and communicate to everyone the decision we made, and we like to do that by Memorial Day.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate you running through so clearly everything to know about this award, from how to apply for it, who is eligible for it, the amounts, also the criteria, so that it's very transparent as to how these awards are given, and who receives them and at what amount. So I appreciate so much you talking to us, talking to our audience, letting our AAFMAA members know, as well as kind of the military ecosystem at large, about the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. As you said before and repeated, that everybody who is eligible will receive an award. So it behooves you to apply to see if you meet that criteria. We will make sure to drop the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation link in the comments as well, so you can find it after the show in case you're just listening. But thank you, sir, for joining us today and for explaining everything. I really appreciate it. It
was my pleasure, because again, we want to give away as much money as we can, but at a sustainable rate. The one thing I did leave out for the application process, the one distinction between our normal bachelor's degree process, and I will add that we are focused on helping children achieve their bachelor's degree. I sometimes get questions, can you use the award for a scholarship for a master's degree? We are essentially focused on bachelor's degrees, and we're focused on the children Marines. But the one difference between our bachelor's degree program and our continuing or career and technical education program is the career and technical education program application is open every month, because those enrollments happen on a rolling basis throughout the entire year. So you don't have, if your child is planning on going to pursue a career technical education degree or certificate, we will award scholarships based on when their program starts, and they can apply. We just need enough time to process the application. So if they're starting in December, then they need to be looking at applying probably 4 months beforehand. But we do rolling scholarship applications for the CTE program. That's great. Thank you for distinguishing against that, because we certainly wouldn't want somebody to think who's applying for that scholarship that they have until March 1st to do that. So they have a bit of a different process. So they can apply anytime. That's wonderful. Thank you again for joining today. It was great to talk with you, run through everything. Hopefully this message got out and people will apply, and they've got a few weeks to do so. They do. That is going to wrap up our live for today. I am Sarah Bumgardner. If you would like more information about AAFMAA and financial readiness, of course, you can click on the QR code here to subscribe. Otherwise, I thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great day.